Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Manasi, your dermatologist, and today we're going to deep dive into hair dyes. Hair coloring is super popular, but have you ever wondered if your hair dye could secretly be damaging your hair? Certain ingredients in hair dyes can cause breakage, dryness, and even allergic reactions. So today I'm breaking it all down for you. What ingredients to look for, what to avoid, and what you can do after coloring your hair so you can make the best choices for your hair. Stay tuned to the end of the video for some product recommendations. But before we get into hair dyes, let's quickly understand what actually happens when you dye your hair and what the structure of the hair is like. So your hair essentially has three parts: the cuticle, the cortex, and the medulla. The cuticle is the outermost layer, it's the protective layer and consists of overlapping scales. The cortex is the middle layer, which contains melanin or the pigment which gives your hair its color. The cortex also contains keratin, which determines the hair's strength and elasticity. Now the medulla is the innermost layer, but it's not present in all hair types. But it's actually just the cuticle and the cortex in play when it comes to hair dyes. So when you color or dye your hair, what happens is that the scales of the cuticle are lifted and hair color or hair dye goes inside, and that's where it interacts with the cortex. Depending on the type of the dye, it can affect the hydrogen, ionic, or the disulfide bonds which hold the structure of the hair together. Repeated colorings can weaken these bonds, leading to dryness and hair breakage. What the type of hair dye? Hair dyes comes in different types depending on how long they last and how they work. So first we have temporary hair dyes. These just coat the hair shaft without penetrating the cuticle. Now because they don't alter the hair structure, they're least likely to cause damage, but of course repeated applications can lead to buildup. These are great for experimenting with hair colors and they usually wash out within 1 to 2 washes. But if you have already pre-lightened hair or light hair to begin with, these can stain your hair, so it's ideal to do a strand test. Then we have semi-permanent hair dyes. These last for about 6 to 8 washes and don't contain chemicals like ammonia or peroxide. These also don't alter the structure of the hair, but if they have alcohol or other drying ingredients, they can cause dryness. These usually wash out within 6 to 8 washes, but since they don't contain lighteners, they work best on light or pre-lightened hair. Then we have permanent hair dyes. These contain ammonia and developer to penetrate the hair shaft, making them more long-lasting. Permanent hair dyes affect the disulfide bonds in the hair, which are responsible for strength. So repeated coloring can lead to weakening of these bonds further, causing breakage and frizz. So while these do give you vibrant and more long-lasting hair, care is essential when using permanent hair dye. So now that you know the types of hair dyes, it's important to know what ingredients to look for and what ingredients to avoid in a hair dye. So first is ammonia. You want to look for an ammonia-free formula. While ammonia helps to lift up the cuticle and allowing the color to penetrate, it can cause a lot of breakage and frizz of the hair shaft. Repeated applications can make your hair dry and brittle. A lot of products now offer ammonia-free formulas that use alternate alkalizing agents which are gentler on the hair. Then we have PPD or paraphenylenediamine is a common ingredient used in hair dyes. But unfortunately, it's also a major allergen. If you're somebody who has had a reaction to hair dyes before, consider going for a PPD-free formula. Then we have something to look for, which is a conditioning agent. Look for dyes infused with ingredients like aloe vera, keratin, or argan oil, which will help to counteract the dryness and maintain softness. And lastly, we have peroxide. Now, hydrogen peroxide is essential because it helps to lift up the cuticle and actually penetrate the hair color into the shaft. But you also have low peroxide formulas available, which are gentler on the hair and can minimize damage. One thing I do not want as part of your hair coloring rituals are day hair dyes. A lot of people use baking soda, lemon juice, or even hydrogen peroxide to lighten the hair naturally in the sun. While this may give you results, this is not a controlled or a standardized way to dye your hair. This can not only give you unpredictable results, but the high acidity in lemon juice can make your hair dry and brittle. And the excess sun exposure can actually cause a lot of hair damage. Instead, offer professionally formulated hair dyes or lightening products which are safe and effective. So now that you've colored your hair, it's important to take care of it. Proper maintenance is key to prevent damage and fading. So here are some essential tips. First, obviously use a color protective shampoo. Regular shampoo can strip the color off faster. So look for color-safe, sulfate-free formulas for your hair. This will help to maintain your hair's vibrancy. 2. Deep condition weekly. Hair dyes can make your hair porous and more prone to damage. Using a deep conditioning mask once a week can help to restore moisture and strength. 3. Minimize heat styling. Heat can not only dry out your hair but also accelerate color fading. And if you have to use heat tools, use a heat protectant beforehand. Here are some of my options. 4. Bond repair treatments. Chemical hair dyes can weaken hair bonds, so using bond repair treatments can help to restore strength and elasticity. Here are some of my recommendations. And lastly, protect hair from the sun. UV rays can damage your hair as well, making your color fade. So wear a hat, use a scarf, or use products with built-in UV protection to shield your hair from sun damage. Lastly, I mentioned some recommendations for hair dyes and hair colors, so here you go. So that's it for today's video. I hope this guide helps you choose the right hair dyes while avoiding the harmful ingredients. I'd love to know what your biggest concern is while dyeing your hair. Drop it in the comments and I'll help you out. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to cover in the next video. I'll see you then. Bye.